Welcome back. Daniel and Blake are competing head-to-head in a best-of-3 series. Let's get started. Mizzou basketball had a great recruiting class and signed the #1 JUCO player, along with a bunch of returning talent. How many times will they beat the Jayhawks in this upcoming season, Daniel?
You know, I'll say once when they play them at home. Unless they meet them again in the Big 12 tournament, there might be a chance for them to beat them a second time. Kansas is just way too good at home. No matter who's on the court, no matter who's playing, they've won an ungodly amount of games in a row at Allen Fieldhouse. The atmosphere there is just too crazy for anyone to come in and win. And if you've seen Mizzou play there the last 3 years, they are a joke when they play at Allen Fieldhouse. Cannot make a shot in the ocean from the beach. Sorry, goodness. But they'll beat them at home. They're going to be stacked this year. But in 2 years, maybe they'll beat them twice. But I don't know.
The Missouri Tigers will be the Kansas Jayhawks 3 times next year. They'll beat them at home, they'll beat them away, and they'll beat them in the NCAA National Championship.
Hold up a second. What?
The Missouri Tigers have more heart than the Kansas Jayhawks. I'm not going to beat around the bush about this. The Kansas Jayhawks are coming off of a game, their last game, they lost. They lost to Northern Iowa. They lost to Northern Iowa in the second round of the NCAA tournament. I'm not excited to hear about that. I want the Missouri Tigers to show how much heart they have with a Mike Anderson coach team that's in better shape, that's got more passion. They're going to roll over them for decades to come.
It's good to be optimistic, but I don't know if you've been to Allen Fieldhouse before. That place is crazy. It's ridiculously hard to win, and I don't think Kansas is making a run in the tournament next year, so therefore they're not going to meet in the NCAA championship. I'd love for Mizzou to be there, but let's be a little more realistic here.
Final game.
Listen, Kansas is going to have talent. National Signing Day hasn't come yet, but I'm sorry, the point's got to go to Daniel. All right, question 2. Albert Pujols has started off this baseball season with a bang. 5 home runs, including a 2-run dinger off Trevor Hoffman. And Roy Halladay is a man amongst boys. 2 wins, including a complete game. Which player is more dominant?
Right now, I think Albert Pujols is more dominant. I have been a naysayer of Pujols in the past. I don't love everything he does, but I really think he has come into his own. He's hustling more. He's won a Gold Glove in the last few years. Always plays solid defense. I think that Albert Pujols, with the game on the line, with the guy on second, like we saw the other night when Stuart and I were drunk sitting around at the bar watching the game. When you got the game on the line at the top of the ninth, I want Albert Pujols at the plate because he's the one who's going to dominate the game. He's got the best chance of doing it.
Yeah, and you know who I want pitching to him? Roy Halladay. The guy is a beast. Like Adam said earlier in the show, he's been the best pitcher in baseball the last 10 years, has an ungodly amount of complete games, has more complete games in that time than certain franchises do. Roy Halladay has been way more dominant, and he's been playing for the Blue Jays, who gave him no help. So now that he's on the Phillies and they actually score runs, the guy might go undefeated this year.
Had a lot of complete games, but Albert Pujols says even more because he's an everyday player.
I agree. I mean, there might be the homer in me loving Albert Pujols, but in the 9th inning, I would rather have Pujols batting than Halladay still pitching.
The question was rigged.
That's a point for Blake. And finally, the Lakers lost to the Blazers by 3. But the story of the game was that Phil Jackson called up a last-second 3 for, wait for it, Paul Gasol. Was this smart or stupid?
It was... Well, I mean, if you really look at the play, it was really drawn up for Derek Fisher, who was coming off the baseline around the screen. Blazers guarded it really well. Pau Gasol just had to run out. They had no other options, no timeouts left, had to throw it to him. It was actually a pretty decent attempt by Pau, so I don't think it was that stupid, and I don't even agree that that's the story of the game. The story of the game is Brandon Roy getting hurt early in the game, screwing any chances that the Blazers had to make a run in the playoffs.
Pau Gasol's a great player, but I do agree. Phil Jackson's got to pick his plays more. In this situation, though, I do like the secret weapon aspect of it. Hey, man, if you're going to have someone do it with style. Have Pau Gasol take a shot.
And, if you're really going to drop a play like that, draw it up for Lamar Odom. I know you want him passing the ball because he's tall, lanky, and a good passer, but if you're going to have your big man running out to the three-point line, have somebody else throw the ball in and let Lamar shoot it.
I agree. Lamar will be better. Daniel, you get the point. You get the win. Take it away.
For my 30 seconds, I really just want to talk about how the Astros are not a joke. I know that they've gotten to a very slow start, but look at who they've had to face. Lincecum, 2 Cy Youngs in the last 2 years. Matt Cain, one of the greatest pitchers in baseball. Barry Zito, a Cy Young, yes, in Oakland. Yeah, he hasn't been great in San Francisco, but he's still a great pitcher. Moving on, who do you face? Philadelphia, Roy Halladay, J.A. Happ, and Jamie Moyer. And then you have to go to St. Louis, who unfortunately is one of the best teams in baseball. So yeah, they're 0-7, but wait for it. Wait for it. The Astros are going to turn things around, and then they'll be back right on the peak to the top of the mountain.
All right, that's it for Triple Play. Until next time, stay classy, Columbia.